Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Locky Tech Podcast.
My name is Shola, and today's podcast is going to be a little bit different than your usual. And I think rather than talk about the subject matter, it's better to show it to you, and I think you'll appreciate it. All right, so the OnePlus 13, I've had this device, I think for about 6 weeks up to the publication of this video. I purchased it at the back end of November 2025 during the Black Friday sales. Love this device. Yeah, I've been playing around with it every day. Love it. The hardware, especially that design, that camera ring design, stove design. I really like it. And I love that kind of microfiber feel on the back. Woo! Yeah, it does feel really nice. Yeah, again, each to their own. And like the software, including AI, the biometrics, the cameras. Yeah, makes for a really, really nice device. Yeah, I think I've made a good purchase. Now, if you're interested in this device, like I am, well, you may be pleased to know that I've made a first impressions video on the OnePlus 13 that can be found on my main channel on Solar Tech. That is where I conduct all my reviews and on usually mobile phones, any tech gadgets that I can get my hands on and so forth. And also over there as well, because I'm a tiny channel, I don't have the means to buy every phone that comes out. Nothing is given to me. I have to purchase everything myself. That's not a complaint. That's just the reality of being a really tiny YouTube channel. So over there as well, on my main channel, Solar Tech, I'll do maybe usually first impressions, full review, and then I'll do lots of bite-sized videos on the device. And I've started to make some bite-sized videos on the OnePlus 13. I think Circle to Search, Camera Walkthrough, and others. Anyway, they're all over there. Now, the topic of the day is regarding the camera function on the OnePlus 13. So let me start off. Okay, so let's get inside this baby. Look at that. The biometrics, super fast. So as I said, usually what I do is naturally I test everything that I can on the device, and that includes taking lots of photos and videos, and then I add them into videos on my main channel on Solar Tech, so you can get an idea of the quality of the photos and videos on this device. So what happened was, as I filmed this, it's today is the 9th of January 2026. Okay, so a couple of days ago, 7th of, there you go, see that, 7th of January, took the device out, start taking some photos and videos again so I can show them in upcoming videos. And one of the things I did was, where are we? One thing I like about doing this podcast is that it's not fully scripted. So I'm going to make lots of mistakes, but I like that. Whereas on my main channel, Solar Tech, everything is strict, regimented. But here you can see I'm just more laid back. And I like that. You'll see a different side of me. So, right. Okay. So where are we? And that's nothing. Trying to do this from behind the camera was a tough one. So I think, right, let me get this right. Did I start here? Okay. So here I was. This is one of my popular locations, especially to show people what the zoom capabilities are on cameras. So here, if you're not aware, this is Trafalgar Square, which is in London, in England, and right in the distance there is Big Ben. Okay, so what I did was, I'll come back to this in a moment. So I go into the cameras, and then here, if you look, I go through the zoom options. So you see 1 times, 2 times. I take 1 at 1, 1 at 2, 1 at 3, 1 at 6. See, and then I go, keep going like this. Okay, 6, 10. The ones that are highlighted, 20, 30, 60, 100. You see? So people can get an idea. So I can tell you there's 9 in total. excluding the ultra wide. So just 9. Okay. So that's what I do. Stand there and I said, right, so people can see if you're going to be buying something, I think it's nice to get a feel. So that's what I did. I stood there, Trafalgar Square. So this is obviously 1 times zoom, and then it's a Big Ben's in the background. So that will be 2 times zoom. This will be 3 times optical zoom. I can't remember what the other one was. It 6? You get the gist. So anyway, I keep going, and you can see now. Look at that, it's really coming into view. And then I think this one is the 60 times zoom, okay, with I think the telescopic zoom on, okay. And then I get to 120 times zoom, and I get this, and I thought, that's a bit odd. No, that's not what I took. So I keep pressing again, I'm looking, and I'm focused, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. But when I go into the photo album, that's not it. And the other thing is, when you take a photo, you know when you've lined up. So for example, let's just say I take of this one here, that cup there, so I'll step on there, and you'll see it's here in the bottom left. So I was looking at it for the 120 times zoom, focusing at Big Ben, and I could see it. It was right there. It was right there. But then when I went like this, and then I went into the photo album, this is what was coming out. And I thought, what's going on? I kept trying. I thought, and I was so upset. And it was freezing as well. The things I do, or we do, to get footage for the channel, people would not see the mistakes or the headache I've been through with this. So this is what I was getting, which made that didn't make any sense to me at all. So I was really upset. Like I said, and it was freezing. And this had not happened before because, okay, if I go back here, if I go back, okay, so this was, I haven't got a date here. I think this was December. So early when I had a device, look, I went to the same location. Look at this. So the other one should be 1. This is 2, 3. I think next is 6. You get the drift. Look at this coming into view, and that is 120 times zoom. Look at that. That's how the other one should look. Very close to that. This is the same. What I was trying to do is just sort of line it up for that. I just felt this one just came off. So it was fine before. Here we go. Look, 26th of November. It was fine. But then 2 days ago, it was just playing up. And I was so upset because I'd gone out, rather than just tell people, oh, you can do this zoom, at least go out there, show it to people. But this is pathetic. So this really got me concerned. And then I decided that, so on my way home, I was scratching my head. I thought, well, this has happened before. And the other thing is, I haven't dropped this device. There's not one nick or dink on it. So at least if I dropped it, I could say to you, oh yes, you know what? That's what happened. This is just dust. I'd have said, oh, I dropped it. You know what? Maybe that's what's happened. But I hadn't dropped it at all. And it was coming out with these inconsistent results. And look, taking some moonshots here. Look, 120 times zoom. Look, that would be 60, 120 times zoom. So on the 4th of January, I don't understand. It was hitting the picture correctly. But here, no. It just was not playing ball at all that day. As I said, it was freezing. Then I went home. You can imagine I was pretty upset. And then when was it? Then yesterday, as I say, I'm filming this on the 9th. So yesterday would be it says there, this is the 8th. I went out following, was it morning? No, just early afternoon. I just decided I was going to go out, try the cameras again, especially at that 120 times zoom, go to a different location. I think I started here. Yeah, started here. And what I'm trying to do is focus in on this restaurant right here where I was going to have lunch. So yeah, 1 times, 2, 3, yada, yada, yada. Look at this, all good, all coming into view. I'm like, this is fantastic. This is great. Yeah. And I think this is 60 times zoom. No, this is 60. And look, this is 120. So you can see the problem still persisted. Now I'm just, I'm at my wit's end. And then prior to going into this, prior to going into that restaurant there, I think I took some earlier photos. Did I take some earlier photos? And it just didn't go to plan. But anyway, let me go back to the one that I showed you earlier. So where it got this from, I have no idea. It should focus in on anything that's on here. And in fact, I think I was trying to hit onto this VAN, so it should be bigger. But instead, that's wrong. Anyway, again, I was cold. Then I decided to go into Curzon, have something to eat, and then I was still racking my brain as to what could have gone. Why is the 120 times zoom not up to scratch? Anyway, so whilst I was having the meal, Turkish meal in Curzon, and then I thought, maybe if I reboot the device, that may be the answer. So I did that. And would you believe it? Then I just decided that I looked to my right and I thought, I could see a vehicle in the distance. And I thought, let me just take it at 120 times zoom. So I did. And this is what came out. So it seemed to lock on. And I went, happy days. Problem resolved. I was like, thank goodness for that. I was like, it's a shame I didn't take it one time zoom, but so it looks like that's what one needs to do, is to just restart it. So then today, see that top today, 9th, it's the 9th. Where have I got it? I've got it somewhere else. Look at this. It's the 9th of January today. Another device here. Okay. And I decided I went to a different location. I said, I'm going to put it to the test. So I went, 1 times, 2 times. Yeah, really happy. I'm like, yeah, great. So you can sort of see what I'm focusing on. Great. Yeah, brilliant. And then one of these would be, this was 120 times zoom. And I thought, excuse me? No. It should home in on this sign here. Where has this come from? So it's still playing up. So I'm at loggerheads to understand what is going on with this device, because you can see now. That's why I thought I'd show it to you, that it's especially at the 120 times zoom. It's just not playing ball. So something is not quite right. So again, if anyone's experiencing this, or if anyone of OnePlus is watching, look, and I've shown, this is not a one-off. Haven't dropped the device. Just at the 120 times zoom, it does this. It just plays up. It should be locking onto here. Instead, where's this gentleman's back of his head come from? Again, I was locked in on there. And I'm going to show you something. When I was taking this, because I really want to be as authentic as possible. So what I did, took my Samsung Galaxy device. I was out with me as well. So I said, you know what? I just want to prove, when I make a video on this, I want to show people that, I think it's this one here. Right, here we go. So this is the OnePlus device. The only difference is that, here we go, I had a case on it. So you can sort of see the rounded edges. So you can, knocking the camera out of the way. So that's it there. Okay. So the point I wanted to prove was, look, this is what it should have been. 100. This is when I locked on and I pressed the button to take the picture. This is what it was showing. However, as I just showed you, this is what came out. That. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely lost for words. I really am. So I don't know. It started to leave a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. It's still a good device, but I thought I've got to make this video because I don't want to believe that I'm the only one experiencing such a problem. So again, I want to hear from other people because it's just not making sense. And you can see I've different scenarios where the problem persists. And again, I'm not sure, is it to do with the temperature? And I can tell you it's obviously one of the coldest days we've had in the UK. And I think I think it was like 3 degrees, something like that. It's really cold, really cold. I'm someone that doesn't like cold weather at all. So it's really cold. And then the other thing I wanted to show is if we go back to the Curzon, okay, this is another thing. So as I said, the Curvan, sorry, this was it at 60. This, what's it doing this at 120? Okay. So I did the same thing with my Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra here. I think I also did it with this Vivo, but here, I want you to see this. I want you to see this. Okay. Right. So again, same locations. I'm there. I'm going, okay, yes. This, obviously, the ranges will be different. This will be, I think this one is 1, 2, 3, 5, but you get the gist, okay? So this is what I'm expecting, okay? So at 120 times zoom, I'm expecting something similar to that. So where it got, so just before there, look at that. So you see, this just slightly different. This one is 60. I think this one is 30. But you get the gist. So the next shot should be like that. Can you see? Oops. So the next shot, you see? But yeah, what is that? So yeah, that is the problem that I'm experiencing with this OnePlus 13. Like I said, I'm liking the device, but this, it's just at the 120 times zoom. Of course, you could argue that, well, who's going to be taking photos at 120 times zoom? And I would agree with you. But you may be missing something. And I'll show you. So, and I agree. Yeah, I wouldn't really be taking anything at 120 times zoom. Now, this is an incredible phone. Again, I started to cover it on my main channel on Solar Tech. Okay, now, let me just give you an example, okay, where it's really useful. Right. So the other day I was in, where was I? I was in Bedford, okay. So like I say, yeah, it's taking fabulous photos. I was in Bedford and I was sitting in a car and I wanted to see what, there was a sign. Obviously I couldn't be bothered to get out of the car. It's freezing. And go and check what the parking restrictions were. So I just sat in the car and I just honed in on it. Just bear with me a moment. Bear with me. And I even showed it to a work colleague today. And I wish I had recorded it. Typical. Now I cannot find what I am looking for. Typical. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. As I go through this. No, we're not playing. No, not playing. No. Right, I will find it because I just want to show you. But yeah, like I said, I don't expect that. That range and it's totally off. No. So I'm not sure whether it's something to do with the weather because I said it's freezing in England. It really is. Yeah, and I say it's my first OnePlus device and it's, just leaving me a little bit on edge. It really is. It's I don't know. But again, if anyone's experiencing the same issue, typical, I cannot find what I'm looking for. So anyway, so I thought I'd just make this video, show you what I'm experiencing. And again, if anyone from OnePlus is watching, what's the solution? Is there software updates? Is something that needs to be looked into? Because look, there's different scenarios. There's no way There is no way. I mean, that should be crystal clear on the clock itself. It should be. Look, what's this? This is no, that's not good. Again, I just want to show you if I can find what I'm looking for. Just a little bit of patience. But I said overall, the device nice, but this one doesn't sit well with me. So again, I'm not sure if it just needs a software update, for OnePlus to rectify that. Again, that's the beauty of doing these reviews, so people can see and they go, oh, okay. And if you're budding photography, maybe really important to you. So yeah, fantastic. Right. So as I said, I'm sitting in the car here, and there's a sign over there. There's a sign over there, and I couldn't be bothered to go over there. One, it was freezing, and then I didn't want to leave this spot because if I come back, it will be gone, and there were limited spaces. Okay, and then also you got these parking attendants. You can go over there, but before you get there, you get a ticket. So anyway, I wanted to see this sign here. Obviously, I cannot read that for love or for money. If you can, wow, I need to borrow your eyes. So what I did, I just this phone. This phone is incredible. Yeah, it's a fingerprint magnet, but you can usually just put a cover like this on it, transparent. But for what it does, it's impressive. So I just zoomed on it, and this is what I got. Look at that. That's incredible. I mean, wow. That just left me absolutely speechless. It's amazing. This Vivo X200 Pro. This phone is, it's incredible. It really is. Look at that. That is superb. So again, I'm sure if I tried it with the OnePlus 13, it would probably give me something of the building there. So again, I thought I'd just make this video just to highlight this problem. And that's the beauty of doing these reviews. And again, you see, I've got different scenarios. So it's not just, I saw one thing and then that was it. You see, I went back another day, and then you can see before I've been using it. So I cannot understand what has gone wrong. I've not dropped the device. If I had, I'd be the first to say, oh yes, you know what? You dropped the device. Look here, you dropped the device. So you know what? Yeah, so it can go wrong. Look, it's fine. Look at that. Beautiful. But yeah, you can hear it's just been playing up. It's on at least 2 or 3 occasions that I showed you. I think there was another occasion I checked. I think this one, I think it's this one here. I can't remember. Yes, I was off in a distance and I was trying to, I think I was homing in on this, I think. And then, it didn't do what I wanted it. You see, something's not right. Something's not right. So again, if someone from OnePlus is watching this video, please, let's put it right. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking. I said, I think it's still an excellent device, but just be aware. And on that note, I'd say thank you for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, drop them down in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to respond. Ciao.